nobody's ever on time for anything. I was at a business meeting last week, and 3 of the 6 people were late.
That's because public transport here is so rubbish. I was on the way to the city centre yesterday, and the tram just stopped for half an hour. That's life.
But it's crazy. There are so many people who come here on business, but if you can't get to your appointments on time, you'll go somewhere else to do business. And another thing, I always get lost. This city's like a maze.
But you've got a smartphone. If you get lost, you just look it up on the internet. Come on, Mike. Maybe you come from the country, but you know how to use a smartphone.
And the tourists, you can't move. I was in Bath Street the other day trying to get to a business appointment. All the tourists and shoppers, I was blocked. I really don't understand why they come here on holiday.
Probably because of all the great museums, art galleries and shops. I love all the people here. All the different nationalities, all the buzz.
The buzz?
Yes. I feel excited all the time. I love it.
Okay, so who says those things? Let's start with the first one. Nobody's ever on time for anything.
Mike.
Mike. Okay.
Mike.
I was on my way to the city center. Mike or Emma?
Emma.
Good. There are so many people who come here on business.
Mike.
You just look it up
Mike
on the internet.
Emma.
That's Emma. And I really don't understand why they come here on holiday.
Mike.
Mike
That's
was
Mike.
so cute.
Yeah. Okay, so Ignacio, you're asking for the question, how come?
Yeah.
That happens right after, I think it's Mike that says something bad about the city. And Emma says, how come? Okay, so how come in that sense, it's like asking, why do you say that? Or in what way? Because then he explains what he means. I'm gonna try to find the actual.
I think, Miss, translation or how I use it when I speak with my friends, it's in Spanish, it will be como así. Like,
Yeah, so you're asking for clarification.
Yeah.
Because when you say how come, it's a similar translation. It's actually the other way around. When we use it in Spanish, tú dices así como.
Yeah, you must know that I have dyslexia, so.
Okay, but it's okay because what we're trying to understand is how to use it. So you use it when you want somebody to clarify something. It's like
¿cómo te pasó eso?
Yeah, it's like, I hate everybody. How come you have good friends? Why do you mean you hate everybody? You know, that's the idea. You're like, why are you saying that?
Understood.
Yeah, it's used a lot in informal spoken English. Some things that we also want to keep an eye on, because all of these sentences were taken from the listening. They all have something in common. They all have expressions that we have to remember. For example, the first one says, nobody's ever on time for anything. They don't say in time. We say on time. Number 2 says, I was on my way to the city center. We also don't say in my way. This on my way refers to when you are going from point A to point B. It's talking about the journey, right? But when you say in my way, it's like physically in the where you are walking. So there is a difference. When you call your friend and they say, hey, are you coming for the movie? You say, yeah, I'm on my way. Como voy saliendo. Not true, because When you say I'm on my way, you're usually still at home, late. But that's the idea, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in comes like from inside, like inside something. It could be.
No, they're
Maybe,
used in
no?
that way. I mean, some of them are derivatives. Porque in, hay varias variaciones de in. Tienes inside, está within. But those prepositions are prepositions of place, physical prepositions of place. Like on is on the table, like on the surface. These prepositions on are more collocations, are just ways that people talk. Like, for example, when you talk about being somewhere, either on business or on holiday. And they all have different meanings in Spanish. Because number 2 es como voy en camino. On business or on holiday, estoy de vacaciones o por negocios. It changes the meaning. So you don't have to try to translate it. You just have to know that that is the expression that you use.
Okay.
It's like when you learn to ask, people's age. How do you ask people's age?
How old are you?
How old are you? ¿Qué tan viejo eres? That's very rude. But that's not really the question, right? That is just the way that people ask somebody's age. They don't say how many years you have. That's not, we don't translate. You use the expression. So in this case, the expressions are on time, on my way. You talk about being somewhere on business or on holiday, and on the internet. And this is for everything that you find on the internet. For example, I saw a great movie on Netflix, because Netflix is a platform on the internet. So you see things online, you see things on Netflix, on YouTube, on Classroom, for example, because we're using Google Classroom. So everything that you find on the internet, you saw it on the internet, and all the derivatives, okay? Do you guys understand that part?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's use some of this. Here are some phrases that we use with on. Some of them we just saw them, right? On business, on holiday, on the internet, on public transport, on time, on the left or on the right, on TV, or on the way. This is one of the exercises that is in the book. So if you have the book, this is exercise, I will tell you right now.
Miss.
Okay, this is exercise 2B. So you're going to break our rooms, and you're going to finish these exercises in your groups, okay? If you don't have it, you can take a picture, or Ignacio will probably send the picture to the chat, or if you have the book, it's exercise 2B. Yes, Ignacio?
Miss, could you please go back to the previous page of this presentation? I wanted to take a picture of the, that. Thanks.
Sentences?
Yeah, it was reading. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue. This one, these are phrases with on that you have to learn to use. So match them with the questions, all right? When we'll come back, we're going to answer some of these questions. You have 5 minutes, okay? And you're going to work in groups of 2 or 3 people.
Let's go, Nachin. Oye, ya voy la cámara. ¿Dónde está la cámara? Que la vea yo. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué estoy tan palo yo, loco?
Hola,
Hola. No sé, caché que llegaste tarde porque estás haciendo el tutito. Pucha, Nachin.
ay, perdón, mi perro.
Ah, no sé. Marisol, de casualidad estás en el Discord, ¿ocupas Discord? ¿Algo? ¿No?
Yo
¿Sí?
no estoy en el Discord, pero sí tengo Discord. O sea, me podría meter.
Ay, es que, o sea, era por si acaso porque había mandado la foto de la actividad, así como para que la
Ah,
tuvieran por si acaso.
gracias.
Ya, miércoles 4 del 20. Eh,
Mm,
hay que poner las frases con on en las elaboraciones que
Las
corresponden.
oraciones, sí. Ya, la primera. um, mm,
Calmación. Ya. Where are you going on holiday?
un holiday, sí.
On on holiday.
Do you keep people drive my
Okay, people drive on the left.
the left, right? Sí.
O sea, es como una de las dos, creo. O sea, no, pues la gente maneja.
Pero se puede poner en. O sea, hay que poner una de las dos.
Sí, creo que es on the left.
Creo que
Pero
sí.
sí, en la izquierda. Porque nosotros manejamos a la derecha, pues yo manejando a la
Ujú.
izquierda. Sí, pues en el carril. Es que uno cuando dice, sí, pues, que la gente maneja a la derecha o a la izquierda en el carril. O sea, yo lo infiero así. No sé. Mm, mm. Bueno, de hecho, en todo el otro hemisferio del mundo, más o menos. And can you get to work or university? Ah, can you get to, on time, ¿cierto? ¿Sale on time?
Time. Sí, yo creo que sí.
Sí, on time. Ya.
La cuatro. How often do you go
Luego-
on the internet?
Sí, on the internet. Bueno, tan falta.
Mm. Anything surprising or amazing?
Have you ever seen anything surprising or amazing? On the way. Mm,
Mhm. Do you prefer watching films on TV or at the cinema? Mm,
7. Do you think it is important to be ¿para de qué? On business?
creo.
¿Pero
Porque
qué es appointments? ¿Qué es appointment?
appointments,
Gente, nos vamos. No, no, 10 segundos. Todo muy poco tiempo. No,
sí, ya muy poco tiempo.
bueno, la 8 es public transport. No, nos confundimos.
What? What? What happened?
I think we confused in one of the sentences.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well,
That happens.
In the
It
last one, in the last one.
The last one, it was quite confusing, but okay. Am I supposed to say the answer or we are gonna wait?
we're gonna start checking, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think is number one? Where are you going?
On holiday.
Holiday.
On holiday.
Yeah, on holiday this year. I'm gonna put it here. On holiday this year to the Sierra Mountains. Okay. Number two, in the UK, people drive
On the right.
On the right.
the right. Can you get to work or university?
On public
public
transportation.
Transport.
Good.
Mm.
Or it says, how often do you go?
On the
On the
internet.
internet.
On the internet.
And what kind of websites do you visit? Number five, have you ever seen anything surprising or
On the-
amazing
On
On
the
the
way.
way.
On the way.
on the way to work or college? Number six, do you prefer watching films
On TV.
On TV.
TV.
or cinema, and why? Seven, do you think it is important to be
On
On
time.
time.
I don't know why everything is capital, sorry. When is it less important? And number eight, do a lot of people come to your city
On business.
On business.
on business? Yeah. Where do they come from and which companies do they visit? Okay, so right now I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7 rooms. I'm gonna divide the rooms into 3 rooms only. And on 3 rooms, I want you guys to reach an agreement on the answer to one of these questions, okay? So in the first group, in the first room, you're going to discuss question number 4. How often do you go on the internet and what kind of websites do you visit? Thinking about before the pandemic and now, because I think the habits on the internet change. So the first group is going to answer question number 4. The second group is going to answer question number 6. Thinking before the pandemic when we were able to go to the cinema, right? And why? What does that, preference depend on? If you watch it on TV or on the cinema, why? And the third group is going to answer question number 7. If it is important to be on time and when is it less important? So again, you have 5 minutes, 3 groups only, and you're going to answer one of those questions, okay? So we're going to recreate the groups into 3 groups. Ready? 5 minutes.
No, mentira. No, increíble.
Buenísima. Hola.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Quién colocó su cámara? Soy feliz.
Sí, el face reveal. Increíble.
Colocaré la mía, pero. A la siguiente clase la pongo, lo prometo.
Ahí, ya entonces tenemos que responder la... ¿Cuánto nos dio? Nos dio 5 minutos de nuevo, loco.
Tenemos la 6. ¿Cuál es la
Sí, la
6?
6. ¿Prefieres ver películas en la tele o en el cine? Y eso, como antes, después de pandemia, ¿era?
Yo en el cine, no me gusta ver tele.
Yo igual en el cine.
Es que aparte
No,
se ve
me
mucho
pasa
mejor. Se
Yo
escucha
no,
más
yo no
fuerte.
veo
En la casa por
películas
el
en
tema
la
de que
tele.
no hay bulla, no hay gente molestándote. Estoy más tranquila.
No hay bebés llorando.
Sí, qué horrible.
Uy, cuando vaya a ver películas, no sé, la gente que va a ver películas de Marvel, los caros chicos llorando, loco.
Sí, qué
Ay, qué
horrible.
terrible. Yo siempre voy porque cuando voy al cine voy con mi mejor amiga, nunca voy sola. Y siempre vamos a la última función, así a la hora del pico, para poder ver la
Sí,
película
yo también
tranquila cuando no hay
hacía
nadie.
Igual
Y
hay.
nos sentamos al frente así con la pantalla en la cara. Es genial.
El cuello.
Una
Pero es
vez
que
fuimos
yo,
a un estreno y no había nadie en la última función. Estábamos nosotros dos solos y como 2 personas más. Así. Fue hermoso.
ahí sí. Yo no veo películas ni en el cine ni en la tele, yo las veo en el PC.
Me pasa.
¿Por qué o sea, que vaya a ver o sea, película en el TVN? Buenísimo. Encima que la tele tiene, ¿cómo se llama? Tiene anuncios, tiene toda la web, y en el cine tenés que pagar, encima te cobran caro por la comida, en cambio, en el PC tú pones tus cosas, o no sé, en el teléfono, y te vas a comprar unas cookies a la esquina. Y,
Pero
y
nadie
ahí
compra
tenés tu
comida en el cine,
pasatiempo.
po. Todos pasamos la comida en las mochilas
Sí,
al
o
cine.
traficar,
Ay,
sí.
sí.
Gente, yo una vez fui al cine de Viña, el Cinemark creo que era, y como era, entre comillas, menor de edad, como que tenía, no sé, 14 así, no me dejaron ver esta película de It. Entonces con un amigo compramos como los boletos de una película culiana que era así como para caros chicos de 2 años, y como la weá estaban pegadas las funciones, pasamos piola, pues y allá no revisan mucho bueno, en ese tiempo no revisaban mucho la parte de arriba, pues, porque es como la tiendita donde tú compras los boletos y toda la weá, y luego subís por una escalera y ahí están los cines y toda esa weá. Entonces no nos cacharon que nos metimos en otra película, y fue tremendo plan.
Ya, entonces entre la tele y el cine, la mayoría dijo el cine, pero la
Sí,
única verdad es que todos vemos películas en el PC. Esa es nuestra respuesta.
eso, es como todos preferimos ver películas en el cine, pero nos gustaría más ver películas como
En la comida de nuestro hogar.
en la comodidad de nuestro hogar, pero no en la tele.
Somos unos ermitaños.
Es que es mucho más cómodo, o sea, al principio de la clase estamos hablando así como de qué le gusta más frío o calor, y es como, prefiero el frío para así quedarme acostado, no quiero quedar sopeado todo el día, loco.
Ay,
Uy, la gente que prefiere el calor, qué
no
atroz.
la entiendo.
Sí.
Mi mamá me dice, ¿para qué te vas a ir para allá? Está más helado en Valpo, acá está más calentito. Y yo, mamá, no me
Lo
gusta el
prefiero.
calor.
La idea.
O sea, no, no creo. O sea, bueno, tú vives en Valpo, pero es que yo vivo para Valpo, bueno, y ya a las 6 de la tarde hay un frío culeado de la concha de su madre, loco. Mm. O sea, pero es bacán, por lo menos.
Sí.
O
Bueno,
sea,
no escribimos nada, entonces simplemente conversamos. Está bien.
Sí. Bueno.
Ya en 10
pero
segundos,
llegamos a
qué
un
bonito.
acuerdo, po.
Ya, pero
Sí,
preferimos el cine, ¿o no?
sí.
Porque nadie
Entre
ve
la
películas en la
tele
tele.
y el cine, preferimos el cine y el PC.
O ya nos van a mandar
Mm,
a la sala.
Adiós,
El
gente,
cine,
los quiero mucho.
no.
Adiós.
Los quiero
Chao.
mucho, adiós.
Okay, guys are back. What did you discuss in the first group? Like how often do you go on the internet and what kind of websites do you visit? Let's see. Ivan, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. We go on internet every day, and we did the same things before the pandemic. Like we watch videos on YouTube or series in free times.
Like TV shows?
Yeah, this.
Was that before or after the pandemic?
We did the same things all the time, after and before.
So nothing changed?
No, just classes.
What about the frequency or the period of time that you spend on the internet?
I think 1 hour, because some people of my group connect on internet nights only.
So you're saying that you only spend 1 hour on the internet?
And it maybe.
Well, we are on the internet right now, and the class is 1 hour. So that means you are not going to use internet the entire day.
Yes, in this case, yes, it is.
What does the rest of the group think? Alejandro, David, Ian?
I basically do the same stuff pre-pandemic and now, because I say I used to go out, but not so much, so it doesn't affect anything that I do.
So you're saying you're spending the same amount of time on the internet pre-pandemic than now during the pandemic?
Yes.
Do you all agree?
I think the frequency is more.
Okay, Marisol, what do you think? You're raising your hand.
We discussed, and some of my classmates says that prefer not go to the internet and go outside, like Ivan and Sofia. They prefer not go to the websites and this and go outside pre-pandemic.
Right, so they prefer not to go on the internet.
Yes, and go outside and do many things. But in the free time, some of the classmates go to Netflix or YouTube in the night.
At night, so streaming platforms at night.
Yes, because we have classes in the day, so our free time is in the night.
Okay, I understand why. Thank you. All right, the second group, it says, do you prefer watching films on TV or at the cinema pre-pandemic? You have to think about this pre-pandemic. Francisca Pino.
We all prefer to go to the cinema, but we prefer also to stay home, but no watch movies on the TV, on the computer.
Not on TV, but on the computer.
Yes.
Why? The computer is smaller.
But it's comfortable. We can stay in our bedrooms.
Okay. So that's one. It's portable.
Yes.
Portability. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. Thank you. And the third group that had to discuss being on time or when is it less important? So, Maria Sofia?
Yeah. We think that it's irrespectful for the other person. And the second, when we're supposed to meet a group of people, it's not very important because we aren't playing with the time of only one person.
Okay, so it's disrespectful when it's one-on-one.
I think so.
Okay. Constanza, do you want to add something?
Yeah, what my classmate meant is that it's we think it is important to be on time because it will be irrespectful to the other person, and we meant to say that it's not that it's not important if it's a lot of people that we're meeting, but it will be less important for us because it will be awful for someone to stay alone instead of a lot of people together. That is the thing.
Yeah, that's what I got from Maria Sofia, that it was going to be, it looks more disrespectful when you have to meet one person, right? And they're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, than if it's a group, because they keep each other company. But sometimes you're also holding the group behind. You know, you have to do something together and one person doesn't show up and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. So maybe it's less important when the situation is less important, you know, with friends for something informal than maybe for something of the university or for work. Sometimes in those situations, it's a little more delicate. Constanza, what do you think?
Which one?
I don't know, your hand is up. That's why I'm asking
I'm
you.
sorry. No, I forgot to put it down. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. All right, you guys did a good job on this. Now, we're going to move on to something else. And let me clear this. Sometimes when we are either listening to somebody or reading something, we're going to come across with sentences like this, like the first one that says, and I think there were some examples in the listening that we did before. The first one says, my mother was born in London, but got tired of city life. Now, if we listen to that sentence, if we read that sentence, we understand the sentence, right? It's not a strange sentence. However, there is something that is called ellipsis. An ellipsis is that in that sentence, grammatically, there is a word that is missing. And it's missing right here. Read the sentence again. It says, my mother was born in London, but oh, it wasn't here, it was here, but here. That was my mistake. This goes here, but we're missing, got tired of city life. What is the word that is missing?
Pretty? Pretty? Like pretty?
Pretty?
I think it's she.
Well, think about this because I made a mistake and the sign goes before got. So it's not missing here. This is actually missing here.
She?
It's she. Now, why do you think it's she? There it is. ¿Por qué creen que la que falta es she?
Because it's too general to said got tired of the city life. It's less specific. And she was talking about her mother, so she had to make sure that she was still talking about her mother. Something like that.
Okay. Antonia, you had raised your hand before.
Yeah, when you asked what word was missing.
And?
I know it was the pronoun because I always learn that we have to put the pronouns when we are talking about someone or something.
Yes, that's
But
very
here,
good.
it's not like in Spanish that we can't not use always the pronouns because we have I don't know how to say it, but we
En Spanish se llama sujeto tácito.
Sí. Aparte de que conjugamos mucho las palabras con los géneros, entonces se entiende cuando estamos hablando de una ella o de un él. Entonces, nos solemos saltar mucho los...
Ya. Eso es lo que te digo. En español se llama sujeto tácito, que es cuando, por ejemplo, estamos en una conversación y te dicen, ¿y tu hermana? Y tú dices, no, es que estaba muy cansada. Estaba muy cansada. Uno no dice, she was very tired, o ella, o mi hermana. Se entiende de quién estoy hablando, por lo tanto no se repite el sujeto. En inglés, like you said, we cannot do that. The only times that you can have a sentence without the subject are, for example, in passive voice, cuando el sujeto no es importante y se ocupa voz pasiva, or when you do imperatives, like orders, like get up, sit down, be quiet, raise your hand, in those situations. But you're right, we cannot have a sentence without the subject. Now, because we are using here but, which is a conjunction, we're putting two sentences together, we understand that it's the same person. And this happens a lot in spoken English and sometimes in written informal English. It's something that is common. So we have to learn to recognize what are the words that are missing, just so the sentence, we can understand the sentence when we read it. So for example, in number 1, we also need a word. There's also a word missing. We were in a traffic jam in Oxford Street and didn't move for an hour. ¿Dónde falta la palabra ahí?
We didn't move.
Yes, very good. Okay, number 2. It's a conversation. It's a question, this one. What's the capital of Canada? Letter B?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, yeah. Okay, let's see. Ignacio Pessoa, pay attention. Number 3, they're walking along the street and looking at the shop windows. Where? Yes. I'm trying to find, yes, here. And they are looking. Here was, I don't know. Here was, we didn't move. Okay. Constanza, Ortuvia? I'm glad that you were able to get in the class. Look at number 4. They're going to write a blog and post it on their website.
And they are posted.
Can you tell me the sentence now again with everything?
Oh, they are going to write a blog and they're going to post it.
They're going to post
it on their website.
Yes, here. So in the first sentence, we saw that it was only one word that was missing, which was a pronoun. But then in the second, number 3 and 4, ya vimos que no solamente podían ser pronouns, sino que también podían ser subject pronouns or auxiliary verbs. Cuando hablamos de auxiliary verbs, son cuando tenemos no solamente un verbo, sino que tenemos, por ejemplo, un tiempo verbal que es compuesto. Present continuous, verb to be, and ing. Number 3, I only have ing. I don't have the verb to be. Look, I have looking. Me falta they are looking. Me falta el auxiliary verb. And on this one, tengo la estructura del futuro. They're going to write a blog. Y aquí, de nuevo me falta ese auxiliary verb. They're going to post it on their website. So when I have ellipsis, I can either miss the pronoun, the subject's pronouns, which are the pronouns of the sentence. Like in the second one, this is a subject pronoun, que es el sujeto de la oración. I don't know. That's the one that's missing. So I can miss a pronoun, subject pronoun, like in number 2, or auxiliary verbs. Let's see some more examples of this, okay? We're going to do a reading that talks about pavement rage. Do you guys know what pavement rage is?
I think I know what it is.
It's not the same as road rage, but it is connected.
It's different?
It's different. Okay, so we have road rage. How many of you are familiar with road rage? I want you to raise your hands. Okay, Ignacio knows about it. Does anyone else knows about it? Okay, we're going to watch a very small video. And this is an example of road rage, okay? Just so you can understand, because this is a very common concept. And it also happens here in Chile.
Camera capturing a case of road rage. This motorcyclist you see right here says a driver left him for dead on the side of a Sarasota road. We're going to pause that right there, that video you see, because we've got to warn you here, the rest of this is going to be pretty hard to watch. ABC Action News reporter Nicole Grigg reveals what the motorcyclist said led up to that whole incident.
The minute-and-a-half video starts out going down Beneva Road on Sunday. Halfway in, you see a silver Mazda 3 hatchback swerve into a man on a motorcycle.
I really just don't understand it. Like, I don't know how a human could do that to another human. It doesn't sit right with me.
Darren Hendrickson was the man on the motorcycle. You can see him being dragged alongside the Mazda. He has road rash up and down his body.
I got staples in my, zip ties in my knee.
This new father says the video is hard to watch.
I see my son. When I look at the video, I see my son.
Darren says what you can't see in the video is when the driver of the car took a handful of change and threw it at him. Darren says before the video started recording, the man driving brake checked him. We found Darren has a few minor traffic violations in his past. In the video, I mean, did you hit his car?
No, I never made contact with his car. I'm telling him to pull over. Pull over.
After Darren was hit, you see him run to the car recording the video for help. Get on. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is investigating. They have not said if they know who the driver is. If you have any information, call their office. Reporting in Sarasota, Nicole Grigg, ABC Action News.
Okay, so that is one case of road rage, which is there's a problem, 2 cars are going. One of them thinks that the other, looked at him the wrong way or did a bad turn, and they go ballistic. They go bananas. They go crazy. And things like this happened.
Miss?
Yeah?
And remember that I know some cases of road rage. I find the video where it happens. And if you want to say it, I send it.
Well, we can upload it to Google Classroom, but otherwise it's going to take too long. I chose this one because it was short. The problem with road rage is that it happens everywhere. Even in Chile, you've seen, bus drivers. Sometimes when they start, racing each other, or they start like, and throwing the bus. But now there's something called pavement rage. Now, road rage is because it's in the cars. Pavement rage is with pedestrians. The pavement is the sidewalk. So pavement rage is you're walking, you're going in a hurry, and there's a very slow person right in front of you. And you're like, you want to pass it and you can't. And you start like, oh, come on. And you start getting angry. And then all of a sudden you're the Hulk. That's when you get rage. So pavement rage is common as well. And there's a reading that talks about the problems with pavement rage. So take 2 or 3 minutes, read this from beginning to end, read it a second time, and we're going to answer the last questions about this, okay? Oh, guys, hold on. Hold on, because I just look at the time. Why didn't anyone tell me that we went so far? It's 20 to 11. 10 to
The
11.
class was being so fun.
Oh, ya te doy punto extra para la prueba, Iván. No.
Yes. Oh.
No, really, it's just, we went a little too far. Okay, that reading, Pavement Rage, is in the book. It's on, let me check the page, because I think you can do this exercise alone.
Page 21.
Thank you.
Is that page?
Okay, so you can do the reading on page 21, like Josefa said, the Pavement Rage, and you can do the exercise that follows it. There's exercise 7. Yeah, you just have to do exercise 7A, and we're going to start with that next class on Friday, okay? I'm gonna check the answers to that exercise. We'll have a little discussion and then we'll continue, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, everybody say hi in the chat before you leave, and I'll see you on Friday, okay?
Bye.
Okay, bye
Bye,
guys.
Miss. Thank
Bye,
you.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss.